Archaeologists lift a bronze face out of a pit in southern China. The eyes are not carved into it. They stand out of it on cylinders, reaching straight toward you. Nothing else in the ancient world looks like this. And the people who made it left no name, no writing, and no explanation. 2 brick factory workers found the first pit by accident in 1986. Inside, dozens of bronze heads, masks sheathed in gold, elephant tusks stacked like firewood. All of it smashed, all of it burned, all of it buried on purpose 3,000 years ago by a civilization that appears in no history book because it never wrote one. Here are 6 things about Sanxingdui that don't add up. And the last one nobody can explain at all. Clue 1. The faces. Dozens of bronze masks came out of those pits, and they match nothing else in Bronze Age China. Ears swept out like wings, skin sheathed in gold, and on the largest, the eyes protrude from the face on stalks. Look at one straight on. Every other culture made faces to resemble people. Someone here made faces to resemble something else. Clue 2. What towered over them? From the same pits, archaeologists rebuilt a bronze tree nearly 4 meters tall, its branches heavy with birds. Beside it once stood a bronze man, over 2 meters high, hands curled around a great empty circle, as if holding something that was never found. No surviving text in China describes what either of them was for. Clue 3. The silence. All of this happened while the Shang dynasty, to the north, was cutting one of the world's oldest scripts into oracle bones. And from all of Sanxingdui, not one certain written word, only a handful of scratched marks, argued over to this day. They could do all this, and they never wrote it down. Clue 4. How far it reached. For a long time, the assumption was that this culture sat isolated behind its mountains. Then came the tusks, dozens of elephant ivories and cowrie shells, the kind carried up from the warm waters of the far south. Their trade ran most of the way toward the Indian Ocean. They were never alone. Clue 5. Who they were. We call them nothing they would have recognized. The best guess ties them to Shu, a kingdom that survives only in Chinese texts written centuries later. Half history and half legend. Around 3,000 years ago, Sanxingdui falls quiet, and a related culture picks up 30 kilometers away, at a place we now call Jinsha. Whether that was migration, conquest, or something else, no one can say. 5 strange things, every one a puzzle. The 6th is not a puzzle, it is a wound. Clue 6, and this is the one nobody can explain. The bronzes were not lost, and they were not looted. They were deliberately destroyed, smashed, burned, broken apart, then laid in the ground and covered over. A civilization took the most precious things it had ever made and killed them. Why? There are 3 serious answers. Perhaps this was a decommissioning sacred objects, retired the only way sacred objects can be, at a king's death or a change of faith. Perhaps it was conquest, a defeated order torn down and buried where it could never rise again. Or perhaps catastrophe, disaster on this flood-prone plain, and the survivors closing the site with one last ruinous offering. Every one of these is an educated guess. None of them is an answer. Here is what sets Sanxingdui apart. Most lost civilizations left us their words and hid their faces. This one left us its face and took every word to the grave. We are staring straight into its eyes, and it has told us nothing at all. Sanxingdui is a civilization we can see and cannot hear, but some places kept their silence by being almost impossible to reach. Far out in the Pacific, on a reef off Micronesia, 100 artificial islands rise from the sea, stacked from massive columns of black basalt, some weighing many tons. No wheel moved them, no metal tool shaped them, no animal hauled them, and no one has settled how the stone crossed the water, or why the city was finally left to the tide. That is Nan Madol. That story is next. And if tonight's mystery held you, a like helps more people find the deep past, and subscribing brings you a new story every week. I'll see you down there.